Hey guys, welcome back. And if this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. This is another package. I've got this from a subscriber. He said that his grandpa took it apart because it wasn't working right and it never got put back together. He looked at it, saw that it had a messed up part. He ordered a part, I believe he said from Numrich, but he couldn't figure out how to install it. So he reached out to me, asked me if I'd be willing to take a look at it. Sure, I'll take a look at it. I'll give it a shot. He sent me brake pads. Holy cow. Look at this. Now, I have been into this. I took all the packaging out. He had it all in bubble wrap and all that stuff. I took all that out. This is all the internals. There's the trigger group. Shell elevator. Here's the bolt. This is a Stevens. I'm not sure the. Oh, I see the broken part. You guys see this? See that right there? I don't think that's supposed to look like an egg noodle. Oh boy. And now I see why. Oh boy. Okay, well. That's nice, nuts and bolts and things. It's got those isolated. That's rather outstanding. Okay. This is a humpback Stevens. Stevens, yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right, we'll set those aside. Put those back here. What is this? Is this the part? There's nothing in there. It's empty. Did it fall out in the box? I don't see it in the box. Oh, there it is. It's in here. Cool, cool. All right. Wow, that's a beefy stock. Holy crap. Everything on this thing is a serial number, and they all appear to match. Nice looking stock. Doesn't look cracked. It's a little dirty. It's got some paint on it. We'll see if we can get that paint off there. Okay. This feels like a receiver. Yeah, that's the receiver. Stevens Arms Company, Chicopee Falls, Massachusetts, USA. Patent February 7th, 1905, August 27th, 1907. So she's an oldie. This is pre-World War I. You know, I wonder if this is that model that they made trench guns out of. Looking for a flaming bomb stamp on this. I don't see one though. So this came to me, it was wrapped in brown paper, all taped up. Oh boy. Yeah, Grandpa used this. Now he didn't want this restored, he just wanted it functional. For those of you who have never seen one of these, they go together like this. That just slides. Well, it's supposed to slide. Uh-oh. There we go. That slides in there like that. And you're supposed to take this back, and it engages in the on the bolt carrier. Once you do that, you screw in the mag tube. See how that's closing up there? And it's together. It's really that simple. But apparently, Grandpa broke it, took it apart, and that's where it lived for a while. So let me get this back apart, and I'll bring you guys back when I start working on it. Hold on. Okay, so I've reset the camera, and I moved all the big parts off the bench. Well, yeah, I took all the big parts off the bench. What I got to do is right here, there's a small pin that's sheared off the top of this piece, and this pin is still intact. So I'm going to take a punch in my bench block, and I'm going to put this over a hole. I'm going to line that up, see if I can drive that pin out. It moved a little bit. Moved a little bit. Fun times. Yeah, it's moving. I'm going to swing you guys out of the way so that I can get a better swing with the hammer. Hey, you know what? The end of that punch might be just a little bit big. I don't think it is, but it might be. Well, I'm going to go dress the end of that punch up a little bit. I think I will. And I'll see you when we get back here. So I went ahead and dressed up that file, got a better point on it, or not file, that punch a little bit, got a better point on it, and I went ahead and drove this pin out back here. I've got you guys kind of set up crooked so that you could see without the drill being in the way. We're going to go ahead and drill out this pin right here. See if we can get this thing off and go from there. Here we go. Let's see if I can get a hold of that. Get it off there. There's that. Okay. Now we should be able to. Come with me. Come on. We're going back over here. Yeah, we'll see if we can drive that one out. You guys see? Let's see what that works. Yeah, it's moving, it's moving, it's moving. All right, I'm going to continue to drive this out. You guys don't need to hear this. Bring it back in a minute. About a half hour later, I got both of those pins out. Here's the old part. Here's the old pins. And to my surprise, when I looked into the medicine bottle with the screws where that part was, there were two little baggies in there. Not only was the part in there, but so were replacement pins. These pins look not shiny, but they'll work. They'll work. Now this part only fits in one way. There's clearance issues if you don't put it in the right way. If you notice on this thing, this hole is a lot closer to the end than that hole. And when I took the old one off, the hole that's close to the end was on this end of the bolt carrier. So that's how we're going to install this one. We're going to take the pin, put it in the part, and then we're going to put that in the bolt carrier hole. And then we're going to take the other one, I know my hands are in the way, I apologize. Oh boy. Pick that up a little bit. There we go. Now we in the hole. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to take and tap this in just a little bit so that it's flush. Now there's a little indent here around this pin so that you can mushroom it over and it'll be flush. What I'll end up doing with that is, after I mushroom that, I'll take it and run a Riffler file over it and file it smooth. These things are really nice. And on this other side, I'll mushroom it over too and file it smooth. Now, what I'm going to do with this, how I'm going to mushroom these, is this is a nail set. Us carpenters use them for setting finishing nails and trim baseboard. That way the nail head is inside of the trim, inside the lumber. On the end of this, right here, is a small divot. I hope the camera picks that up. And that small divot fits almost perfectly over these little pins. So I'm going to take, you come with me, and over the flat part of my vise, I'm going to take this, set it on the corner there, and then I'll take that nail set and put it over that and hit it with the hammer and mushroom that over. I'm going to zoom you guys out so I get swinging room. Bring you guys out a little bit more. Oops. Where are you going? There we go. Come here. I'll do that again. Got some mushroom going on there. We'll flip it over. Now, this is the fun side. Fun side. We'll do it here. Give it another one. And that is mushroomed. I might give this another whack before I file it. This other side here has got extra pin. You see it right there? So we're going to end up cutting that. But first I'm going to drive most of this pin back through to the other side. A little bit more. Oh, actually, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to bring it over here, over the vise. I'm going to lock this in the vise upside down. And I'll show you why in a minute. Remember I said that that divot fits right on that pin. Well, I'm going to put that pin on there like that. I'm going to take my hammer and hit that pin. And that mushroomed that over pretty well. Cool. I got extra pin, so I'm going to cut that off, and then I'll mushroom that flat. I'll bring you guys back in a minute. Okay, I got that part in, and it's mushroomed over. It's filed. It's good to go. I realized that earlier I started talking about the model of this gun. It is a J. Stevens 520. These were the guns that the U.S., when it got into World War I, converted over to trench guns. When we entered World War I as part of the Lend-Lease program, and when we actually entered the war, J. Stevens had a warehouse full of these guns, and the federal government pretty much took them all. This is not one of those guns. I believe this gun is earlier than that. I'll have to do some research on it, but there's no Ordnance Department acceptance mark, no flaming bomb, no U.S., no nothing on this gun. So, right model, too early, I guess. I don't know, but we're going to put it back together. We're going to take bolt carrier, sits on the bolt, 2 cutouts. Pardon my hiccup. Fit in there. That slides in just like that, all the way to the rear. Now you take, there's a little screw. It's got a little nipple on it on the end. That screw goes on this side. That is the forward bolt stop. When you have the barrel and the magazine off the gun, it stops the bolt from going too far out the front. And then you shove the bolt forward. Take the shell elevator. Now I'm looking in the camera and trying to see this, making sure you guys can see this. There is a spring back here that sits in the side. And this pin is actually a screw, but it's a pin. Works the bolt carrier. Take that. The hole in the elevator goes in there. The little ear goes under the spring, and that works your shell elevator. Easy peasy. That goes in. Oh, you dog. Stay. Now, take the trigger group. This is your bolt release. It's got a little ear on it, It fits right in this hole. Put that on there, like that, and it sits in its cutout. And then make sure the hammer's back. Trigger group slides right in there. I've got it a little forward. Well, there we go. Put in the rear screw. Like that. And for the guy that asks why I don't use real screwdrivers, this is a real screwdriver. Run it in. And I'm not torquing these down. You know, we're not doing head bolts on a 350 Chevy, okay? You just torque these in until they're tight. Now there's 3 screws that hold this trigger group in. One in the back, and there's 2 in the front, one on each side. Boy, that screwdriver is right in you guys' teeth, isn't it? Sorry about that. Just want to make sure you see what I'm doing. Okay, there's one on the other side. Like that. Okay, and that's the receiver assembled. I'm going to take you guys out here a little bit. Oh, went the wrong way with that. Sorry. Take the stock. That slides in there. Give it a smack. There's one stock bolt in this and it goes vertically. Drops in there. That one's tight. Push that back. There's the receiver done. Grab the barrel and magazine assembly. We'll slide this together. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I phoned the owner of the gun and I asked him if he wanted me to clean it. He said no, he'll clean it. And I thought to myself, well, you didn't clean it before you sent it to me. Yeah, but anyway, we're going to take that, get that started, send that home, make sure we're locked up, and then we'll come down here where this is knurled right here for grippage. Screw that in, again, with the locking lug here. Watch this lug. This lug right here. And it locks into the receiver. Like that. Get her tight. Send it home. Cool. Good to go. Now, I have some dummy rounds. We're going to load this up and see how she cycles. That was my thumb. There we go. Seems to work. It seems to work just fine. Outstanding. Now the thing about this, you see the cutout out here. Remember that lug on the top of the bolt? See how it locks into place when you stroke it forward? That's how this thing locks. It's a really neat old shotgun. Really neat old shotgun. I'm going to land this now. This video is long enough. You guys take care. See you later.